Hello guys, welcome back on this lovely Wednesday. It's midweek here, and here is our Q&A part 3 video. We got some great questions from Twitter that have been asked over the past couple days, and I'm going to answer them right now. First one is from Orange Grove 55, Mr. Chris here, and he says, in what ways do you think Disney will use the Fox properties? I think mostly they'll use it for Marvel, to be honest. Um, Ways to include the X-Men and Fantastic Four in here, as well as any other Marvel properties they don't own, um, that Fox owns. So they can bring it to the MCU to make Phase 4 grander and bigger and make it even into a Phase 5. Um, Also for Star Wars, because now they'll own the original trilogy. Yeah, now they'll own the original. I believe I don't know if it's either original or all six, but obviously 20th Century Fox produced them, so now they'll own the whole Star Wars vault. So just to say this, I think they'll definitely put the original Star Wars movies, 4, 5, and 6, on the Disney Plus streaming service. I don't know if they announced that already, but if they haven't, I still believe that they will. And obviously the prequel. That way we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Rogue One, Solo, and all the animated movies all into one big Star Wars profile. Be like the mega Star Wars slate. Now that Disney will own Fox, so I think that'll be great for Star Wars fans. I personally love Revenge of the Sith, and I have it recorded on my TV, but it was recorded like on TNT or TBS, so it has commercials every so often. But now I'd love to be able to just watch it without, one, having to go to my DVR, two, without having to watch commercials and having to skip through the commercials through the middle of it. So definitely think that's the way. And obviously stuff like Pandora now, I believe, has like a licensing agreement, right, for Pandora and Animal Kingdom. They had to like pay Fox and James Cameron, but now they'll own Pandora and Avatar, as well as the sequels, potentially also making more Pandora lands or, well, Avatar lands, and or expansions, or at least an expansion of Pandora and Animal Kingdom feasible. Now that with these sequels, now that Disney owns the property in the movie. But thank you, Chris, Orange Grove 55. Next question comes here from Big Thunder Mario, who I assume is a big fan of Thunder Mountain. And what do you think is the most overrated Disneyland ride and the most underrated? That is a tough question. First of all, I'm gonna stay out of California Adventure here because he did say Disneyland. And some people say Disneyland, when a lot of people say Disneyland, they talk about the resort, but he does YouTube videos as well, so I assume I'm just gonna say Disneyland Park for this, because I'm not really sure if he means the whole resort or just Disneyland Park, but I'm gonna go with Disneyland Park. Disneyland Park, most underrated ride in Disneyland Park. Wow. Um, hmm, that's a tough question. I think the Casey Jr. It looks like just a train ride, but it's actually pretty fun when you go on it for the first time. Also, Alice in Wonderland. I don't know if that's really underrated, but I really love Alice in Wonderland, that dark ride. So I'm going with Casey Jr. or what should we call it? The Alice in Wonderland ride. For the most underrated, the most overrated. Hmm. Dang, see, that's really hard to say because I love almost all the rides at Disneyland and California Adventure, so I don't know. It's hard to say which one for me is overrated. But Yeah, I don't because I would say things something like Space Mountain, but I love Space Mountain. Maybe Star Tours, but I also love Star Tours. But yeah, I guess maybe Star Tours or Space Mountain. Let's go with what the general public might say most overrated ride. I'll just usually the most overrated things get the most hype or the most long wait time. So I'm gonna say Star Tours or Space Mountain would be your most overrated ride. Although, like I said, I love them both, and I don't think they're overrated. Personally, I don't think there's. I really can't think of an overrated ride at Disneyland Park or even California Adventure. So, you know, yeah, it's really difficult. Or actually, California Adventure, Goofy Sky School, I'd say that's pretty overrated because I don't like that ride. I do. I give it one. I give it one shot, but then it seriously kind of injures me. So way more than the Matterhorn does, or Indiana Jones or Matterhorn or whatever do. So that would be the overrated ride in the Disneyland Resort, Goofy's High School, in my opinion. But going to just Disneyland, I feel like most people would say Space Mountain or Star Tours, or maybe Buzz Lightyear. I don't know. Comment below, guys. That's actually a good question. What do you guys think is most overrated ride at the just say the Disneyland Resort in general? California Adventure and Disneyland. What comment below? What is most overrated ride? I'm very interested to know. Moving on to the next question from Andrew Balderrama. Due to Walt Disney Company owning Paris theme park now, do you think Disney will eventually try and get complete ownership of another international park? I know the one reason Disney wants to own Paris was that the agreement they had with the Parisian company that was making Disneyland Park and Walt Disney Studios in such bad shape. Now, as you notice, immediately after they owned it, Disneyland Park got a lot of refurbishments, and now, yeah, got a lot of refurbishments. Looks beautiful. The Fancy Manor still in its extended refurbishments, but I'm sure that'll look fantastic when it reopens. Um, Walt Disney Studios got the €2 billion expansion that has the Marvel Land, the Frozen Land, the room for another land, the Star Wars Land, and the big Worlds of Color like lake. And all this was possible because it's possible because Disney now owns the whole thing and does not want to and when it was split half and half split the Parisian company, I assume they didn't want to pay for all those expansion, so they just left the resort in shambles. Not meaning actually shambles. I mean, it definitely didn't get to like Six Flags park quality, but I mean, for Disney standards, this is quite shambles. And Disney now has full ownership, and they're making these great expansions. They've made some beautiful refurbishments to the original park. It looks great. I don't think any other international park, maybe Hong Kong, but besides that, I don't think any other, the Tokyo, definitely not Shanghai, definitely not Tokyo, would need to be owned fully by Disneyland Park unless those parks come in shambles. For sure, Tokyo is not coming in shambles because first of all, Japan in general, I mean, anything in Japan with the car, game system like Nintendo or Sony with the PlayStation, top-notch systems. They're top-notch, very technologically advanced. They don't like to mess up. They don't like to rush things. So, now to see, the Oriental Land Company is probably actually, if anything, Oriental Land Company would want to own Disney, their Tokyo Disney Resort fully. I bet you if that happened, we'd get even more technically advanced rides because I bet you Oriental Land Company is the one pushing for these exclusive, expensive rides like Beauty and the Beast, um, and the animatronics really lifelike because you only see this stuff at Tokyo. So, um, Tokyo actually, I really hope Disney doesn't not ever fully own that park because the Oriental Land Company is a beautiful company and they know what they like I said they don't rush, they don't want to make mistakes, they want the best of the best of the best. And that's just like the Japanese culture in general, which is why I personally love Japan and I really want to go visit just in Tokyo and just in general, obviously Tokyo Disney Sea, but like Universal Japan and just the cities in Japan and just really learn more about their culture because they're really um uh, of the best culture, and they're very cultural people. Love probably my favorite foreign country that I've ever been to is Japan. So and Shanghai, that one just opened, and the park is looking good. So I don't know if China would allow that, but if they did, I don't think um they need to be fully owned either. Queen of the Mansion says, "What is my favorite Disney park? Disney California Adventure." Tell you why it's Disney California Adventure. I graduated from college and I majored in urban studies and planning. I had um a strong interest in cities and just general in Los Angeles in general ever since I was a little kid. So anything Los Angeles or California related, I usually love. In fact, there's a whole park dedicated to um, California and makes it even greater. And also, please check out Orange Girl 55's video on actually the Disneyfied Californiization of Disney California Adventure and why it has its name. Um, I'll link it up here. It's a great video, just came out yesterday, and it perfectly explains why Disney California Adventure still has its theme, but it's just a Disneyfied version of the theme. Love his explanation, and again, that is my favorite park. Um, don't hate me. Just kidding. Yes, so please also comment below, guys. What is your favorite Disney park? Um, I don't have to be the one only answering these questions. Definitely comment below questions or answers to all of the questions in this video. But yes, comment below. What is your favorite Disney park? Coming up to lots of Halewood's question. What what is the one best bit of advice you can give anyone to visiting the parks for the first time? Assuming they mean Disney parks because they're in his profile picture, there's Mickey Mouse. So, if you're visiting Walt Disney World or Disneyland for the first time, and this could be really a uh, big video, this could be two separate videos or blog articles, but quick summary of what do you do when the first time, if you're going to visiting Disney World, obviously you want to, months in advance, book your hotel, plan how long you're going to stay, secure your fast passes up to 6 days in advance. So 2 months in advance, secure those fast pass plus reservations, um, and just figure out, make a plan. Do you want to go to Universal too? Do you want to just go to Disney World? Which parks do you want to go to? Just make a whole plan. So when you get there, um, you won't be confused. If you got the transportation, will the Skyliner be open by then? If it is, do you want to use the Skyliner? Do you want to use the buses or do you want to use the minivan service? Just figure out the transportation. When you're in the parks, just relax. Use those fast pass plus reservations and then just chill out, relax, take in the sights. That's why you really want to plan a lot of time for each thing because you want to take in the sights when you're in the parks, not to like, oh my god, I have to get to Animal Kingdom now because if I don't, man, this is the only day to see it. No, you want 1 or 2 days for each park, 2 days for Magic Kingdom, maybe 1 day for the rest, and just kind of take it in. Spend all day there, relax. Go to Disney Springs in the evening if you're not tired. Um, and that's it. Then eventually go to Universal if you want. It's down the street. SeaWorld, check out, make time for the other parks if you want to see all the theme parks in Orlando. So, and then if you can't coming here to Disneyland, definitely plan to stay, or definitely check in to the Good Neighbor hotels surrounding Anaheim. There's literally one about 200 feet from Disneyland, it's literally right across the street on Harbor Boulevard. If you want the whole Disney experience, definitely stay at the Grand Californian at Disneyland Hotel or Paradise Bay Hotel, the three official hotels. But if you want to save some money, um, Good Neighbor hotels are right there. And you can literally, like I said, walk right across Harbor Boulevard into the eastern gate, and you'll be right at both parks. Um, you can do one park per day, or I do both parks in one day. One of them, Disney is open from 8 a.m. to midnight, so California Adventure is open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. So you have plenty of time to do both parks in one day if you really want that. But you can do 2 park hopper days, really taking the sights. But yeah, that'll be some tips, best advice, just to plan ahead, plan ahead, plan ahead, plan ahead. Look at the rides. What attractions do you want to do first? Let's see. We have the last question from Gal Rides here. What coasters give you bragging rights that don't? What coasters give you bragging rights? They don't have to be the ones you have been. Oh, what cushions give me bragging rights? Um, I guess would be namely every single coaster at Six Flags can give you some bragging rights. Has bragging rights. Tatsu's the world's tallest, fastest flying coaster. Hang Time's the Southern California's first dive machine at Knott's Berry Farm. We have Full Throttle, the world's tallest vertical loop, with the world's tallest top hat element. It was when it opened. Something may surpass that by now. Let me think. We have what else? We have the world's longest hybrid coaster and Twisted Colossus, which is actually a really great coaster. It's really smooth, and what a great renovation of Colossus they did. Now we have the world's first double launch racing coaster and West Coast Racers that's coming in soon. That one's a little bit delayed by the rain, all the rain we've had, and there's yet another chance of rain next week. But finally, some supports and track pieces have been showing up, and hopefully some major construction will start soon before this rain again starts up next week. And that's it. I think I answered your question. Let me see if there's any other questions here. Nope. Alrighty. Well, that is the end of the Q&A session here. Thank you all for submitting your questions. I'll make sure I'll let you know the videos on Twitter, and I'll tag you on it. And then look forward to be up later today. Again, comment below any answers to the questions you have. Please subscribe to my channel. Check out my blog, themeparkwizard .blog. It's a WordPress blog, and also my Patreon. You can find links to all those in the upper corner of the banner of my upper right corner of the lower right corner of the banner on my channel homepage, my Patreon, my YouTube, or my Twitter and Facebook and all that. And I'll see you on Friday, guys, with the next video.